Maybe he was putting up a front so that he could eventually just come out and be like, yeah, I was trying to act as cool and as hard as possible, but really, like, I like dudes.
Yeah, he put up a front to get in the back, if you know what I mean.
Yikes.
Happy Friday, folks. Welcome to the Chiefin podcast. All my boochers out there. If that sounds different, this one's like the last 6 months, because it's hard.
Did that one actually work this time? Because the last 2 times you tried it, it didn't work.
Well, you hear me? I was flicking it, because it's a hard kombucha this time, instead of the ones that you uncap and hear like...
Oh, I don't know the difference. I've never had a regular one. I've only had the hard kombuchas.
You uncultured swine. You've never booched?
I just told you I've only had the hard ones.
Bro, let me tell you.
If I'm gonna booch, I'm gonna booch hardcore, okay? It's not any of this softcore shit where it's like, you know, you don't see any of the vag or the penis, you just see boobs. Nah, man, I'm seeing like full on hardcore shit.
You've never lived until you've booched and then joined a eco-friendly community on Facebook and watched a documentary on the Earth's deterioration because of the man. Okay?
If you haven't drinking a hard kombucha while hugging a tree that's being chopped down by an angry logger, then you haven't lived. Trust me.
If you haven't drank a hard booch while sticking it in a tree, you ain't living.
It's a little sappy, but you know what? A little spit, that'll do you right.
Speaking of sappy, I love you, man.
Oh, I love you too, man.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. I'm especially excited for this week because once you guys have heard this, it's already happened, but we're having our fantasy football league draft on Sunday. And it's about fucking time, dude. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I got to tell you, though, honestly, I have not been looking up on any of the players, so
Same.
I'm just going to be auto drafting because I don't know what to do. I have no idea. If someone says like, oh, they're the top RB, I'm not going to pick them. I always pick the second one because the first one is always overhyped and they always get injured.
Yeah, you had a high pick last year, but you did pretty well, I think, right? You had like McCaffrey.
I had first round pick and I picked up McCaffrey first round,
Yeah.
and Kevin was like, oh, dude, you should have picked up Saquon. I'm like, nah, dude, he's getting injured for sure. And then like 3 weeks later, he got injured.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to hang out still on Sunday? I know it's like we're doing a virtual one, but still down to clown.
I'm totally... Dude, I have nothing to do that day. We're technically in lockdown still, so...
Lock it down!
You think I have plans?
I just scared the shit out of my dog right now.
Yeah, you scared the shit out of my dogs. All 3 of my dogs are in my room right now, and they're all like, whoa. And what's crazy is it's going through my headphones, so I'm shocked that they could even hear it.
Actually, great news. I heard we're off some kind of watch list. Like a pedophile who's done his time. We're off the list.
Wait, we're off what list?
I heard Orange County is off some kind of like watch list or something of like consecutive weeks.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
We did it, guys. We put a fucking man on the moon and we stopped Frenching for 2 straight weeks. Look at us.
Oh my God. You know what? I want everyone listening right now to congratulate yourself by liking, subscribing, and sharing this podcast right now.
Yeah,
that is
even
your
if
prize.
sharing it takes you going to your neighbor's house and like breaching that 6 foot distance. I don't care. Go for it. Go share it.
Yeah. Breach that distance, make out with your neighbor, and then while you whisper in their ear, very, very sultry, just say, hey, listen to the Chiefin podcast.
Keep it chiefin'.
And then give him a kiss on the cheek.
And then say, I knew it was you.
Yeah. And then give him a kiss and go, I know it was you. Keep it chiefin'.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I am so hesitantly optimistic about anything nowadays. It's really sad and depressing. It's insane. It's like pure insanity. I know we've harped on this before, but just the thought of when we started recording these in March and April, distance, the idea that we would be going into September doing this. Remember when we did those like Fridays? It was like at the very, very beginning where no one really knew like what the deal was. Before it was like, oh, let's hang out in a parking lot. We were legit hanging out on Fridays just on like Zoom and Google Hangouts. Like if you told us then, hey, in September, it's pretty much the same thing. I would be like floored.
I'm shocked because I thought it was gonna last for maybe 4 weeks at most, or no, actually, sorry, I would say 4 to 6 weeks. I was like, okay, I'm very content with doing that. 4 to 6 weeks, I will abide by all the quarantine rules. I won't go out and see anybody. And then we were doing, Zoom calls and whatever, Google Hangouts and stuff like that. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, dude, I'm gonna hang out in the parking lot 6 feet apart from each other because I'm going insane not seeing my friends. Like, it was so depressing to hang out on, we'd hang out on a house party and then we would all be drinking and be like, oh yeah, dude, it's so much fun. Oh, it's so great. I'm so glad we're all hanging out and stuff. And then as soon as you hit end call, you're sitting there in your room, you're going, oh, fuck, man, I'm drunk in my bed by myself. And that's when you realize that you were like actually in quarantine. You're like, dang it. And then that sudden realization, you're like, okay, I can't do this anymore. That's why I stopped drinking on those Zoom calls or the Hangouts. I'm like, I can't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, nah, it's just not fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a depressing like return to reality, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a little tiny bit of joy and then just like straight down. It's like probably what I assume to be like meth. You get like, I don't know, an hour of like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then you get meth mouth and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, I'm afraid to try any drugs like that. I feel like I couldn't do it because I have a pretty addictive personality to where I get into stuff and I don't think I could. Like, that would be bad. Actually, I don't know. I think I could do it. Let's do some.
Well, yeah, let's just do like a little bit of meth. No, I wouldn't want to because I feel like anything beyond like alcohol would probably like really mess with your head and then you would have no way to come back from that. Like if you did like, maybe like on my deathbed, just load me up with a bunch of Quaaludes and peyote and mushrooms and stuff. Yeah, dude. I want to go out guns blazing.
I want
to be yelling about the dwarves coming and attacking me and the garden gnomes sticking their shovels in my flesh. That's what I want to be yelling. My last words.
Bro, that's what I want my retirement party to be. Like everyone that attends has to trip. And we're just all gonna be like 60-year-olds tripping.
But it's instead of like, like one of those key parties, you have like a pill party or like a drug party or whatever, and you just stick your hand in there and you pick something out and you're like, oh, looks like I'm doing crystal meth today. Oh, darn it.
What's a key party?
Like everyone puts their keys in a big bowl and then you pull out one of the keys and you say, okay, I'm going home with this person tonight.
That's a thing? Like swingers?
Yeah. I mean, I've never been invited to one or would even participate in one of those things, but yeah, it's a thing.
That's wild. People are weird, dude.
I think it was a big thing in like the 50s or the 60s or something.
No, I think you're just thinking of the swing dance. Swinging as a dance move was popular in the 50s, but I don't think fucking others.
No. I was thinking of the popularized playground equipment that was invented back then, the swing.
Oh.
Yeah, it was in 1951. Yeah, Gerald Swinger.
Before the people just tried to swing on the pull-up bars. Yeah. Not as fun.
His name was Gerald Swinger. They called him Jerry Swinger for short.
I didn't.
Yeah. What's with all these swinging?
What's with
all these swinging people?
Back and forth and back and forth. Where are you going?
Swings are like worrying. It's fun, but you're going nowhere.
And that is our Jerry Seinfeld part of the episode, sponsored by
Franken Beans. Oh, damn it.
I was just trying to think of like a Jewish food.
Oh, I was just trying to think of anything that wasn't Jerry Seinfeld.
How have you been, dude? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Just working. I just found out that I'm actually gonna get a couple more hours because the whole like school district is now gonna be pretty much childcare. Like if your kid needs to be watched and you have work and you can't watch them at home.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
So they're going to have like Zoom calls from our childcare.
Wait, so this is sorry. I probably bleeped that. I forgot that's a bad word.
We're definitely bleeping that. You can't say that.
This is fucking so they won't have kids in the classrooms, but they'll just have them 5 rooms away. Like, because I heard teachers have to go into school to do their Zooms from their classroom. So you're telling me teachers are going into school to do their Zooms from the classroom, and then kids are coming to school to receive those Zooms just in a separate classroom?
So I'm not sure if it's only a fraction of the people or a fraction of the kids that are going to be showing up to childcare, or if it's half childcare kids
can't
and then
do that stuff, dude. It's like It's ridiculous.
Well, what's weird is our numbers are actually pretty low this year. It seems like they're really low. I feel like people are working from home, so we have less kids, but we have like more responsibility now.
I wonder if they're doing it just like trying to save money, and they're like, oh, well, we're here, might as well, instead of like out of need, right?
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way, how they're still in a classroom. Like, they're still like with us in a classroom, but they're just learning online rather than in person. That seems kind of weird.
Yeah, like I know it's not literally, but like theoretically they could be next door to their teacher doing the Zoom.
But even if it was just theoretical, the fact that they're in a classroom, avoiding being in a classroom, is just stupid.
Yeah. And I guess I understand it because you can't just bring in more teachers, and it's probably harder to separate the kids within the room. So they're assuming, I'm assuming you have a max capacity in each room that you can have kids in.
Yeah, but how crappy is that for the parents now? They have to get like a sitter, or they have to enroll in childcare because they're like, well, I have to work. I have to go.
I'd lose my mind. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is so funny, though. The other day, one of the kids, we were talking about superheroes because it was like superhero week, right? And she was like, oh, yeah, one of my favorite superheroes is Harley Quinn. And I'm like, just so you know, that's not a superhero. That's a villain. And she's like, what? Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes sense because she's Joker's daughter. And I was like, no, she's not. Well, then why does she call him daddy?
Oh, how do you explain that?
I know.
It's a nickname.
I was like, well, it's like a nickname because
well, they went to a key party. Yeah,
they went to a key party, and well, let me tell you, Harley Quinn got Joker. No, I told her, I was like, oh, well, because he's like the father of evil and crime in
that's good.
In Arkham. So yeah, that's why. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, geez, I really saved my ass on that one.
You're patting yourself with a napkin, like,
20 minutes later, and then I pull out that bullshit answer, and I'm like, nailed it.
Dude, you see the new Batman trailer?
No, see, I was actually, one of my coworkers told me about it today, and I don't like seeing things that are so far off in the distance. I don't like seeing the previews beforehand because I get so hyped, and then I get sad because it's not going to happen until like June. So it's probably not going to happen. When is it coming out? Do you know?
No idea. I just saw it was like #1 trending on YouTube.
Yeah, I heard it looks really good though.
Looks dope. I'm kind of over it. I feel like, all right, I'm adding this to my presidential campaign. You get one remake per franchise, and that's it. You can't have the first origin story to Batman, or fifth, whatever it is. It's like, it's really annoying. Haven't we had 3 Spider-Mans within the last 10 years?
I think we've had 4. No, yeah, we've had 4 because if you include Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that's 4. I think.
Well, I guess
you
that
got
one's
Tobey
more
Maguire, you got Garfield, you got this new guy, I don't remember his name.
Tom Holland.
And then you have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, I'm sick of it, dude. Like, why can't we just like switch the actors and then continue the storyline?
I would love to do that, but at the same time, it's the franchises, like it's the companies. I'm sorry, it's like Sony and Marvel having conflicting views and contractual obligations to do certain movies.
But not
like
Batman, right?
Marvel is obligated every single year to bring out a new movie every year.
Well, now for Fantastic Four now. I think they sold back Spider-Man, right? Because that was, yeah, you're right. Because they were, Marvel was like in debt. And so they sold, or they were in risk of bankruptcy. So they sold some of their characters to Sony, which is kind of sad.
I think that was the other way around. I think Sony was in debt. And then they sold the rights to Venom to Marvel, I believe.
No, because Marvel had the rights. It's not like Sony came up with the superheroes. You know what I mean?
But I think that they purchased the rights to Spider-Man because I remember Spider-Man only being shown in Sony theaters, like
yeah. Edwards,
yeah. You could only watch those movies at Edwards. So I'm pretty sure it was Sony that lost that Venom character.
Like, let's just imagine any other film franchise. Like, what if they brought back The Hangover 3 times in 10 years with 4 different dudes, but it was the same Vegas story every time? Like, are people so dumb to just be like, yeah, this is awesome? Like, is it kind of stupid?
I mean, they kind of do that still with like all movies, like Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They remade that with Colin Farrell, and I honestly like the newer one better. Yeah, I think it was way
Well,
better.
that's it. They're done on my platform. One remake. You're done.
Yeah, I guess.
Everything's a remake, dude. Blade Runner remake.
Okay, but honestly, everything is not just a remake, but it's also the same fucking storyline. Like Avatar is Pocahontas, almost to a T.
Whoa,
he wants
really?
he wants to clap Aborigine cheeks, and he goes against his entire civilization just to clap those cheeks. And then in Avatar, same thing, but it's alien cheeks this time.
Finding Nemo, Jaws.
I mean, there is a giant shark in both of those.
Yep, see, can't argue.
I thought you were going to say Finding Nemo and Pocahontas. I'm like, dude, no one was clapping those cheeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, and then, I don't know, I know it's like a hash thing to continue to complain about remakes and stuff, but it's like really annoying.
See,
but, I guess we're
like remakes,
lucky,
though.
right? Because imagine back in like the 80s, 70s, where there was probably a lot of new movies made, but there was probably a lot of bad movies made. But there's still a lot of bad movies made now that are originals.
Yeah, but back then, that's all that they had, really. They had, like, Charlie Chaplin and, like, the silent films, and they're like, dude, like, I'm not saying that they're bad films, but imagine if someone just wasn't into those, right? They're like, God, all of these movies suck, but they're the only things out there, so I guess that's what I'm doing on Friday night. Like, I guess where I'm taking my girlfriend to see Charlie Chaplin again, because he's the only one making movies right now.
Yeah, it's wild.
Did you know that Disney is actually, I think it's in their contract, I think it's every 50 years or every 25 years or something like that, but they're contractually obligated to remake their movies. That's why they're coming out with like the live action ones.
Is that for copyright protection?
I have no idea. Maybe. That's really smart if they do.
After a certain amount of time, I think it's like public fair use, right? That like people can make their own fucking Mickey Mouse comics and stuff. So maybe like if it's continually fresh, that it just continues to push out that time frame.
I know that Mickey Mouse is considered like not part of history. It's considered something that it cannot be touched. Like you can't do anything with Mickey Mouse. No one can just say like, oh yeah, this is my character now. Like Disney will always own that. I believe that's the case.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's something to do with like intellectual property.
That's the one.
But I do think there are some, like, once someone dies who owns it, I think that's why they probably remake it, because I think Walt Disney for his whole life probably owned that property. And then I think once he died, it was something like his estate could hold on to it. And I think there is something there with like the 50-year you have to keep.
Yeah, I wonder,
renewing it, or
is it the
some
creator
shit like that,
of the comics, like if they die, or is it the
Tyler.
voice actor, or is it the cartoon itself?
Yeah, Tyler.
Oh, the creator, Tyler the Creator. Oh,
So Wild Tyler the Creator was like the hardest rapper when we were in high school. Remember, a bunch of skaters were all into him, and now he's doing like these weird trancey singing songs, and there's a lot of debates on whether or not the dude's gay. It's just crazy the times and how they changed, dude. 10 years ago, hardest rapper, parents disgusted by him and stuff, and now he's potentially a gay dude. Good for him.
maybe he was putting up a front so that he could eventually just come out and be like, yeah, I was trying to act as cool and as hard as possible, but really, like, I like dudes.
Yeah, he put up a front to get in the back, if you know what I mean.
Yikes. Much like his partners, because he's behind them, I did not see that coming.
Oh, well, I hope it's consensual. I didn't mean anything like that.
No. I'm not saying it's not consensual. I'm saying because they're in front of him, they probably can't see him doing it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not adept in the ways of the gays.
Well, I would hope not. I mean, you're engaged. That would be kind of a shocking reveal to Logan.
What a reveal in my vows. And I'm gay.
She's like, why are we doing the ceremony inside a giant closet? You'll see.
Oh, you'll see.
And now, say I do. And you're like, I do. Come out of this closet. I'm gay, Logan. I'll see you later.
He said the closets were for ancient Eastern Romanian traditions in his culture. I swear I didn't know.
I bought it. I can't believe that you would say this to me and lie to my freaking face in front of my family.
That'd be a funny movie. Actually, no, it wouldn't. That'd be some like bullshit Adam Sandler new thing.
Oh, that is a movie.
Really? What movie?
Yeah. It's called In and Out. And this guy, I think he was about to get married, and then he's up at the altar, and then he realizes he's like, oh my God, like I'm gay. And then he doesn't go through with the marriage, and then goes and gets married to a guy, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the movie.
What a time to come out.
Right? That would be the worst. I would feel horrible for anyone that like if I was like in the stands or in the what's it called, the pews?
No, I think they're called the bleachers.
They're getting married on like a baseball field.
Hey, Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks here. Hey, shh, they're saying the vows.
Oh man, dude, I can't wait for live sports. I can't wait for football. I'm just excited about it being back. If someone takes this away from me, I swear I'm gonna punch someone in the fucking face if they take away football.
I'm so excited for, like you said, live sports. Obviously, we're not going to be able to go to the sports, but I cannot wait to watch football. That it gives me something to do.
Yeah.
But then I find myself obsessing about my lineup, and I'll have like the perfect lineup set up, and then I'll second guess myself, and then about like 2 days before game day, I'm like, oh, I should really switch out this person because what if they go off? And then it blows up in my face, and I'm like, oh man, I sat this guy. I had 2 people on the bench with 100 points total between the 2 of them.
Yeah, even if I have a shitty fantasy year, I feel like I'll still enjoy it.
As long as I don't get Sacco. I just don't want Sacco.
Yeah, I don't even know how to punish this year, dude. I feel like I might just roll it into next year. I legit didn't think this season was happening. Like, I'm shocked it is.
I didn't either. This is like that's a contact sport. You would think that like, oh, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a little, I guess, I don't know if you could call it a poem or not.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Some closing thoughts.
Okay. So I don't know if it's going to be a poem or not. I don't know what to consider this thing, but just
a monologue of sorts.
Here it is. I sat there annoyed, tired of how long it was taking. So as I stood up, frustrated and disgruntled, I exclaimed, I'm over this shit, and flushed.
Wow, that was beautiful. Brava. I'd snap.
Thank you. And then I also wrote a joke the other day that I actually am pretty proud of.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. It's a little bit long, but it's worth it, trust me. All right, so there is this general, and he is well versed in all weaponry imaginable. Now, he often lends out his weapons to his warriors to better fight the bad guys, because he knows exactly what they need in each battle. So hands this guy a long sword and lets him use it in one of the battles. The guy uses it, brings it back, and he's like, what the hell, dude? It's covered in guts. Who used this? Seriously. And the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, it was me. He's like, okay, look, I don't have a problem with you using my stuff. Just bring it back to me and clean it before you do that, okay? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm so sorry. Next battle, lends out his axe. Same thing happens. The guy brings it back. He's like, okay, seriously, who used my axe? It is absolutely covered in brains. Wipe it off before you bring it back to me. I don't want to say this again. Next battle, they come up to this huge pasture, right over this hill. And as they cross over this hill, they look and they see thousands of these bad guys. And he pulls out his longsword and he looks at it and he goes, okay, seriously? Who shit in my pants?
Was that original?
Yeah.
Dude, brava! Are you came with 2 heaters tonight? We gotta make that one of the posts for sure. I love that one.
I actually have it. I have it on TikTok. I just posted it. That's actually why it took me so long, because I was trying to feed Ginger, and then I posted it on TikTok, and I'm like, okay, that was good.
Dude, I love that one. We should make a Chiefin TikTok.
We can do that. What I can do is I'll take that video and we'll post it on Chiefin, the Instagram, and then we'll make a Chiefin podcast. Chiefin podcast TikTok. Yeah.
All right. I have a one final thought. It's not really it's nothing creative, okay, or funny like you did, all right? I'm not that good this week. I just wonder why we call things thunderbolts. You know, when like sometimes you see a lightning bolt, but like some people call it a thunderbolt. Why is it? There's no thunderbolt. Thunder's sound. So there can't be a bolt of sound.
I've never heard anybody call it a thunderbolt.
I'm pretty sure there is. Fact check me, guys. Nerds out there.
You know what frustrates me? They call Thor and they call Raiden, the guy from Mortal Kombat, they call them both the god of thunder, but they use lightning.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Lightning sounds pretty cool.
There's misinformation in this thunder lightning community. I think it needs to be cleared up.
So stupid.
So stupid.
So stupid. Come on. Figure it out.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast this week. As you are well aware of by now, I am free of my ninny shackles. Potentially next week when you listen, Daniel might be unfreed of said ninny shackles. But if I have anything to do with it, he will return as the man with 3 ends.
Give me the key. I want to be ninny free since 93.
If you keep giving these fire riddles and poems, then I might just free you. Oh, man.
Squire, can I be relieved of my shackles? Give me one sonnet. No, in fact, give me one haiku and you'll be set free.
Oh, man. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Again, like, share, listen, glisten, and this ends this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the weekend. Keep it chiefin'.
Keep it chiefin'.